So we'll start at Mount Holly. I want you to keep, as you see these slides, I want you to keep these in mind as we go through the slides, as you'll see a lot of changes. This is a Jim Leslie slide from January 1962 from Mount Holly, and we are looking towards Pemberton. So April 12th, the day before Good Friday, had off in the afternoon, and CA-20 was rolling out towards Mount Holly, had a very short consist, chased it anyway, but kind of humdrum. But as you can see where the conductor's standing, he told us that day that they would put on a little show for us. They were going to move a boxcar for Lippincotts on the track you see all the way to the right. And at this point, the locomotives had pulled away from the consist, heading towards Madison Avenue, so they could loop around. This was April of 2006. Here they're crossing Madison Avenue, where the switch, you see the station, if you recall in the first slide from 1962, how much different it was from 1962 to 2006. Engines reversed to get their boxcar for Lippincotts to unload at the loading dock. And these are the tracks that the boxcar was going to come down to go into the loading dock. Engine is now pushing the boxcar with the conductor walking out in front. We were told to stand out of the way stay out of the way for obvious reasons. Branches were flying, steel was squealing. It was quite the sight. And this was filled with probably bricks or pavers or something along those lines. Conductor told us he was going to have a show for us, and that they delivered one. Just watching this back up down the tracks was quite interesting. Just one of our friends standing off to the side as the train continued to back up. And just you can see the station in the background. It's finally pushing up to the loading dock. This car was spotted for unloading. That's the loading dock to your left. In a few minutes, the train would be heading back west to do its work in Hainesport, Mount Laurel, and back subsequently to Pavonia and Camden. There's the headlights on. They're now ready to pull out. And that was the scene with the boxcar left next to the loading dock. And just one more look, day before Good Friday in April of 2006. So 3 years later in 2009, went out one afternoon between Christmas and New Year's, and this was the last train I saw cross Madison Avenue. I was standing next to the Mount Holly station at this point, and you could see the consist back here getting ready to push back. So they're getting ready to leave and head west. And this is at Madison Avenue on Mount Holly. So about a month later, I went out because I heard the tracks were being pulled up. And this was the scene in January, on January 31st, 2010. The Conrail crane was there and they were starting to dismantle all the tracks up. Keep in mind, just right above, right here, that's where we saw the train about a month earlier, and the all those tracks had been started to be ripped up in just a month's time. So right before we did this program in 2020, I went out to get some pictures on a rainy day. The crane was still there, but things were, station is still there with a microbrewery. But other than that, not much was left. And the loading dock was still there at this point. Growing foliage growing all over it. And this is the view of where the tracks were looking towards Camden. Late October 2020. Same day to see how overgrown it got in about 10 years. This is looking east towards Pemberton behind the microbrewery on the right of way. Boxes were still at Madison Avenue in 2020. I didn't look when I went there a couple of weeks ago to see if they're still there. And just one more shot looking east towards Pemberton. And that was what the station looked like at that point with the distillery, which is still there and looked like it was doing pretty well. And this is Madison Avenue looking towards Route 38. No signs of the railroad. And on the side of Napa Auto Parts was a nice mural of the Smithville Bicycle Railroad. So I went back a couple weeks ago, and if you recall, all the weeds and the loading dock and whatnot, and this is all cleared now. There was a trucking firm there that's no longer there, but the loading dock's gone. All the weeds are cleared out, and cinder or rocks are down all back here. I didn't go back too far, but that's what it looks like as of now. That's the back of the Napa Auto Parts store. This right around here was where, somewhere in here was where the loading dock was. The crane is still there. I'm happy to report. Not sure why they don't take that out, but you can see on the side of the building, Napa put a sign up and painted over the mural of the Smithville Bicycle Railway. And that was a shot of the brewery on the same day, Sunday, March 26th. And the right of way is still cleared. And even though this is still from 2020, this is just a transition slide crane was still there. The crane still survives.